And welcome in everybody to Frogman here, King Pepe II, bringing you the latest Fiend Hunter guide to passing level 10 and level 15. So if you're new to my channel, if you're new to Brown Dust 2, welcome on in. Glad to have you. Like and subscribe if you want more content. If you want to see more content, I got you covered. And let's hit it. Okay, guys. So first things first. So I'm actually going to pull up the dev notes because this was actually delivered today. And apparently, this is going to be an error season. Okay? So let me cover it really quickly before we hop into the actual, guide. Okay, so I'm just going to read what they said. So, hello, this is June Hee Lee, Project Director of Brown Dust 2. First, I sincerely apologize for the inconvenience and disappointment caused by the Morpeah Potential issue in the current Fiend Hunter season. Until now, an error season has generally been applied when normal battle results could not be expected due to issues such as Fiend Hunter boss bugs or costume skill bugs. At first, we determined that the Morpeah case did not directly fall under those criteria, so we did not classify the season as an error season. We had also been preparing the return season so that battles could take place under conditions as close as possible to the previous season. However, due to the large-scale costume balance patch scheduled for the June 3rd update, it was difficult to maintain the exact same balance environment as before. That said, regardless of our internal criteria or technical limitations, we fully understand that players who fully invested in Morphea's potential were unable to have their growth properly reflected, making fair competition difficult. We deeply sympathize with the frustration this caused. Therefore, we have decided to treat this issue as equivalent to a bug and change the current season to an error season. The season will be converted to an error season on May 29, 2026 at 12 a.m. UTC time. Once the season is changed to an error season, all players who participated in Fiend Hunter at least once during this season will receive the highest tier rewards. In addition, we believe some players may have made unwanted growth decisions during this period due to the issue. As such, we will provide recovery and refund support for the following cases. So here's some of them. Eligible costumes. Costumes that have potential unlocks or burst upgrades performed between after the May 20th maintenance through May 28th, 2026. 23:59 UTC time. And then support details. For eligible costumes, we'll provide reset of potential unlocks performed during the eligible period, reset of burst upgrades performed during the eligible period, and refund of resources used for potential unlocks and burst upgrades. Recovery will be based on the state before May 29th or before May 20th maintenance. Recovery will only be applied to the specific costumes submitted through the application. So recovery example gives you one right here, example, right? And then recovery will be processed based on the state before the May 20th, 2026 maintenance. Resources used for potential and burst upgrades during the eligible period will be refunded according to the recovery stage. Actual recovery details may vary depending on each costume's upgrade history. Okay, so here's the application that you fill out, it looks like. And looks like application period after the separate application notice is posted June 1st. 2026, 14:59 UTC time. Okay, so here's the application link, right? So if you want more details on it, because there's a lot more to it, I'll have the link in my description below this video. Okay, so all you got to do is click on it and read it for yourself, or even go and submit, an application to, get refunded and all that. Okay. So I don't know what happened with this Morpeah potential issue. To be honest with you guys, this is the first I heard of it. Right? It's posted literally today, as you see, right? May 28th. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know that in case you guys are curious as to what's going on. So another thing is, if you don't know, an error season is basically they're going to rerun it at some point in time. May not happen even this summer. They might do it later on, but it's going to happen in another update. Okay, and that's basically it. What an error season is. So anyway, let's get back to the video, right? So now that I covered that with you guys, just so you're in the know, first part of this video, I'm going to timestamp everything so none of you guys are lost. I'm going to be timestamping my turns for level 10 boss clear, and then I'm going to be doing timestamps for level 15 boss clear. Okay, so two separate, encounters with this. Okay, I'm going to keep it very simple. So, for Dark Magica, right, you're only going to be using Team 1 here. Okay, so it's going to be consisting of Liberta, Rafithia, Wilhelmina, Rafina, and Sylvia. Now, this is my take on it, okay? This isn't something, I copied from somebody else. This is from my take. I like to do it first before, when I like to try and experiment with myself, like with, my teams, I should say. I know it's not odd. But I like to experiment with my team layouts before I actually go, and if I need some help, then I can admit it. I look, I see what's going on with it, and then, you know, I put it to my teams. Okay, but yeah, this is a team I came up with. But anyway, so first team here is as I just said. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into the details here. So team formation, you're gonna be starting off basically like this. Okay, that's how I started. Well, actually, it's basically like this. Sorry, this is how you're gonna be starting off. Okay, and as for gear, gonna go real quick on it. So as for your supporters, Liberta and Rafithia here, you're gonna want to have tier 4 gear on them, and it's gonna be for the rest of this video. In fact, tier 4 gear. So Fiend Guard tier 4, right? And as for the helmets, Radiant Wisdom tier 4. Okay? And Rafithia, if you have her exclusive, then that's cool, right? Just remember in refinement to actually switch it out. If you have it on defense, switch it to magic resistance. Okay? Remember to do that. Okay? Just a reminder. If you don't have it, just equip Fiend Guard on her. It actually works just as well. Okay? As for the accessories and gloves, Dark Rosarium, I have Libertas exclusive. Gives me a 54% HP percentage. If you don't have it, you don't got to worry about it. You can either equip Charming Gaze, tier 4, or anything else that gives her HP percentage. You see that? Or flat stat even, a percentage. Or not percentage, but a flat stat. Okay? Makes sense? And then as for the gloves, you don't really have to worry about it. Just have something, you know, with HP in it. So, for example, I have Rebellion. On Liberta, I have some HP in this. So, I was like, I'm going to slap it on her. Okay? So, that's what I would say for support-wise. Okay? You just want them to live. Now, as for DPS units, it's the same thing with the armor and the helmet. Only difference is, for substats, you want to switch everything to crit damage percentage numbers just because it's a lot easier when you're switching out gear between, you know, magic users and the physical damage users, because they're always going to be using this stat, okay? If this was magic, right, for example, you're going to be, like, not using a stat, and that can actually affect your score. Make sense? And your damage output. Same thing with the helmet. I did the same thing with substats. It's what it looks like for Rafina and Sylvia as well with their substats. Okay. Accessories, I used the Venomous Touch. Gives you that crit damage percentage number. As for substats, I actually switched it up. I ended up using attack percentage and flat stat of attack for these substats, as you can clearly see with them. Okay. Rafina did the same thing. Sylvia, it just so happened to turn out this way, so I just left it alone. It worked just as well. Okay. Gloves, I ended up using God King Silver Arm, and I also ended up using the Prime Authority as well. They work just as well for both of them. Only difference is that Prime Authority and God King Silver Arm, Prime Authority has 1 flat stat of attack and 1 percentage, where God King Silver Arm has 2% of attack. So, like I tell in every single video to you guys, if you watch them, just balance out your stats, and you should be golden, okay? If you do not have any of their exclusive gear, do not worry about that. You can just craft it, and then just, like I said, base their substats off of, you know, what's going to balance out all your characters, okay? Not too much crit, not too much attack, you know? Just use your, you know, your imagination on that, okay? Just balance it out. Very easy. And in case you need some help with which you are gear to craft, there's the Evil Dragon's Blade. Obviously, this would be a tier 4. So it gives you crit damage percentage and a flat stat of attack. And then as for Thor's Hammer over here, which is what I call it, gives you a flat stat of attack and some attack percentage. You can also use the weapon, the Peerless Javelin, which I have equipped on Rafina. It has 2 flat stats of attack. Okay, so there you have it. And hope that helped you guys out with the gear and the setup. Okay. And now, as for the bonds, this is what I use for bonding. So always, always, always remember to equip your costumes with the proper bonds. You're always going to base this off of, yet again, your stats. Okay, so I needed more flat stat in my Wilhelmina, so I ended up using Iron Monarch. It also gives me some water property damage as well, in comparison to her other 2. Okay, so that's what I did. Worked for me. Rafina, I ended up using Codename A. I ended up needing more attack percentage, right? Because I had a lot more flat stat of attack, and that's what I ended up doing. And then as for Sylvia, I ended up using her Desert Flower instead of her other 3 because these all supplied flat stats, and I needed some more percentage, so that's what I did. Okay? So yeah, always, always, always remember, even your supporters as well. Always remember to equip them with the proper bonds too. So like I needed more. Well, I didn't need more magic resistance, but it doesn't hurt to have it. Okay, especially if you're going up against level 15. Okay, so this is what I had for hers: the glutinous, magic resistance, and then for Liberta, I ended up having her own sin, or not own sin, her Dark Saintess because it has magic resistance too, and it worked for me. Okay, so there you have it. Now let's get it. Turn 1 for level 10. Okay? Like I said, I'll have everything time stamped, so it's easy for you guys to find. Turn 1, turn 3, turn 5, and so on. Okay. First things first, you want to look at the conditional skill. Okay, in a nutshell, basically, if you activate a barrier or an energy guard, this skill will activate. It activates 1 time per team in battle. So since I have 3 teams on the field, that means I can activate this conditional skill 3 times. 1 time per team. Make sense? Magica is going to apply an augmentation effect to herself or to her parts for 8 turns, okay? She's going to increase the damage dealt by 100%. And she's going to increase our damage, or our property damage, by 300% for 8 turns as well. So we're also gaining more benefits from this, right? Some extra property damage, okay? So to activate it, you basically are just going to do it this way. So I activate Onsen Manager Liberta first. Activate Rafithia's barrier skill, and to also increase her or ally crit damage, and also restore some SP. So this right away is going to activate the conditional skill. Next, I'm going to activate Wilhelmina's Frozen Queen to increase her property damage. Now, all of you guys should actually have her at +5 because she is, you know, one of the free +5 characters that you can get in the game. So you can actually end up unlocking her this way by just completing the missions. They're very easy to do. And then next, I'm going to activate Rafina's Gamer Girl ability to apply some vulnerability physical. And then Sylvia, I'm going to activate her Sword Queen to increase her attack for 6 turns by 225%. If you have her below +5, let's say if you have her like +3 or +4, don't worry. The only difference is, first off, obviously the increase of attack and the turn base. So at +5, you get 6 turns, +3 and 4, I believe even +2 as well. I think it's like 4 turns, I believe. But don't worry, if you end up having Bikini Sylvia, you're able to extend the duration of all buffs. So meaning you're able to extend this by an extra 2 turns. So in this case, if it's 4 turns for you guys, it'll be 6 turns. Make sense? For me, it'll be 8. Okay? So with that being said, let's start the match. So make sure everybody's highlighted in the order. Good to go. Okay, so you gain the buff. If you want to make sure you gained it, just click here, water damage. There it is, 300% more, right? And Wilhelmina has a little bit more because of her Frozen Queen ability, so she has 450%. Okay? Next is she's going to apply 1 chain weakening to all parts for 6 turns. She's going to deal 7,975 magic damage to the enemy, equal to 500% of your magic attack. Damage increases by 500% per target, reduces the enemy attack by 300% for 6 turns. Okay, so obviously we're just going to avoid it completely by doing this instead, right? So, and also, in case you want to know, when it says attack is a difference, obviously this is magic attack, so these two reduce, you know, either physical damage or magic damage to your allies, okay? Now, I wanted to also say this too. Like, well, you know what? I'll get into it when we get to level 15. Never mind. Well, let's finish this. Okay, activate Dark Saintess Liberta now. Activate Poolside Rafithia. If you have her, if you don't have her at +5, then the property damage is really the only difference that's going to change with it. You're also going to be applying 1 SP cost reduction, so that'll help you guys out too. So Wilhelmina, you're going to be activating her Splash Queen ability here for chain reinforcement on herself. Activate codename A Rafina next, and then you're gonna activate Bikini Sylvia right after to extend her buffs. Okay, just don't get hit by this, you know, the attack that she's gonna lay out. Okay, guys. Yeah, very simple. I found this team to be way simpler than the one I'm going to show you in like level 15. It really is actually a lot simpler. This one is, okay? It really is. Okay, so now you're going to move them on over to the other side so they're not hit by this one now, which is going to reduce magic attack. So this time you're going to put Miracle Rose Liberta back here. You're going to put Rafina or Rafithia up here. Activate her Pure White ability, right? Activate On Monarch Wilhelmina. Activate Steel Engine Rafina. And then you're going to activate Admiral Sylvia. Okay? So there you have it. And there you go. Okay, so in the end here, so apply an augmentation effect to all parts for 2 turns, increasing damage dealt by 100%. Attack the enemy 2 times, dealing 3,190 magic damage equal to 200% of your magic attack per hit. For 2 turns, increases the crit damage of the main target by 100%. So meaning any of your like units up here basically is what it's referring to as main target. So in this case, my Sylvia is actually stronger, so I'm gonna have her here. If let's say your Wilhelmina was stronger, then you would put her here. Make sense? Or even your Rafina. Okay. Now I'm gonna be activating Aglutis again. Activate Onsen Manager Liberta again. Activate Frozen Queen Wilhelmina again. Activate Gamer Girl Rafina again. Activate or react. I should say reactivate. Reactivate Sword Queen Sylvia again. Okay, so this is how it should look. Boom, boom. There we go. Simple, right? Okay. Last hit, you just go all in. Okay. And here's the fight. So, I hope this guide helped you guys out in some way or form, or you're using it as a reference. And now we're going to hop on over to level 15 for those of you that want to sweat it out and get some titles along with it. I got you covered. Okay, so they have it. That's level 10 then, right? Bikini Agent Sylvia really nuked that one. Correct. Okay, so let's get it level 15. So for this one, I'm actually not going to cover too much since I already gave you the basic layout on like, you know, the gear and whatnot. So I'm not going to go too much into it, okay? So the only thing I did differently with this was this. I went from this to that, replaced, and I went... That's all I did. That's all I did, okay? And there you go. That's the only thing I did, okay? Now, for this team setup, for Team 1, okay, which is going to be your major Unga Bunga damage dealing with Morpeah and even Mamonir, okay? So, Morpeah, Helena, Rafithia, Grenadier, and Mamonir are going to be your first team. Second team is going to be Lirita, Deanna, Wilhelmina, Rafina, and Sylvia. And then third team is going to be Terese, Seer, Rue, Olivia, and, yes, Yumi. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to post a bonus video at the very end of this just to show you that Yumi actually can't pass this. It's actually quite crazy. She does a lot of damage, okay? But I'll have that at the end, okay? If you're curious about it, okay? So real quick, just going to go into basically Morpeah Mamonir's gear. If you're at level 15, then you more or less should know what your gear should be looking like, okay? So Mamonir, quick refresher, if you have her Grim Surge, then honestly, you should be golden. If not, in my opinion, I feel like you should roll for it just to gain the extra HP percentage. You don't have to. Okay, you can craft a UR weapon and just slap a bunch of HP percentage numbers or flat stat HP into the substat area, okay, for crafted gear, for crafted UR gear. And as for Mamonir's armor, I'm rocking the Hellfire Robe tier 4. Substats, I slapped everything with crit damage percentage numbers into it, right? And then for Crown of Galaxy tier 4, I did the same thing. Well, almost the same thing. I just have a bit more HP percentage on there, which isn't bad, to be honest, because her damage scales off of her HP, right? So I ended up using Charming Gaze tier 4, gives me some crit damage and some HP percentage for basic attributes, and then options or substats. I went for flat stat of HP for 2 of them and 1 crit damage percentage. Turned out that way. And then the Ring of Fury, tier 4, I just slapped a bunch of crit damage and 1 HP percentage number into it. The basic attributes technically don't matter too much, but you also gain some crit rate. That's why I more or less did it, okay? As for Morpeah, okay, everybody's Morpeah is going to be built different, okay? So this is my setup. You can use it as a reference if you like. Demons Forbidden Book, tier 4. Okay, my substats was 1% of magic and then 2 flat stats of magic. I basically put a lot of magic on her, okay? Substats again, right here, if you want to take a quick look. Right, I ended up using Solar Brilliance, tier 4, because I actually needed a little bit more HP on her for this one, okay? I actually did. And then here are the other ones for substat-wise. There you go. So I actually have her exclusive gear. Now, you don't necessarily need it. You can always just use Venomous Fang as well and put some, 1 or 2% of magic in it and then maybe another crit damage percentage number, okay? That's what I did, though. Okay, so that's the alternative, is the Venomous Fang, or Venomous Touch, I mean. And then I used the Shackle of Treachery, tier 4. Okay, I needed some more percentage, and well, to balance it out in the end, because I ended up using Apostle Morpeah for the Bond, which you'll see in a minute. And also, if you want to, you can also use the Dragon Scales Protection. Obviously, it would be a tier 4. Okay, only difference, one has a flat stat of magic, and the other has a percentage. That's it. Team 2, I really didn't change their gear at all. For real, I didn't. And then for Team 3. So really the main focus on this was actually just Yumi. Okay? So, everybody's Yumi is going to be different. Obviously, if you went for the rerun of Senran Kagura, it's going to be different for you too as well with your builds, most likely. This is my build on her. I put a lot more crit damage into her than magic. Okay? My magic altogether for her, in case you guys want to see it real quick, it is 2236 for magic attack and water damage 90%. And crit damage was over 706%. Okay, that's what I did for her. So it worked for me. Could work differently for you guys on your Yumis. Okay. And as for the bond stat, like I said, for Morpeah, I ended up just using her what's it called? Apostle right here. I needed some more flat stats, so that's why I did it. Okay, it also gave me some water damage and a little bit more magic resistance as well. So there you have it. And now we're going to head into the battle. So let's get it. Now, like I said, this is my team layout. Obviously, there's better setups out there too as well, which I'm probably sure there are. Okay. But this is my take on it. Okay, so this one you have to do a little bit of thinking. You actually did. With Morpeah, Morpeah is always going to be used for nuking on the field, right? That's her specialty. That's what she's great at. So basically, you're just saving up for a really, really, really big attack at the end. That's how it goes in general. Okay, guys? So pay very close attention. So, first, right? I'm not going to read the conditional skills because at this point, you should already know what they are, right? So, Morpeah. Going to activate her drone on the field. Bunny Spectre. Okay? So this is what I'm going to do. Now, this worked for me. It could work differently for you guys when it comes to who you actually summon. Okay, there's a reason for this. Okay, that's why it took so damn long to upload this video. Because I was seeing the differences. Now, with Bunny Spectre, if we take another look at it, at +5, right, which you actually should have Daydream Bunny my god, I can't talk. You all should have Daydream Bunny Morpeah at +5, okay? She's another free unit that you could get on just logging into the game and completing missions for. Okay, so the Spectre ends up doing 650% of Morphea's magic damage, okay? That's why it says own magic damage or magic attack, okay? And it also reduces the enemy's magic resistance by 30%, but since Magica has no magic resistance or defense, that doesn't really apply to this. Now, if you look at the clones, right? The clones actually do 700% of Morpheus' magic attack with damage-wise. Both of them do. Okay? Now, for me, which was surprising, I ended up having to use 2 of the Bunny Spectres instead of only 1 of the Bunny Spectres, which you'll see now. Okay? So let me summon everything. And also, refresher course in case you guys forgot. Okay? Whenever you summon something on the field, it's always going to be put in the upper left-hand corner. Okay? And if you have, let's say, a setup like this, the Bunny Spectre is going to appear here. So it's basically left to right. That's how it works. Okay? So they have it, and even if I put this one in the middle, it's going to go boom and boom. Okay? And everything's set, right? Mamonir, you're going to be activating her Miracle Marine, right? Well, hold up. Let me go in order here. Bunny Spectre summoning first. Helena's top idol next. Rafithia's Glutus right after that. Now, you can activate, Grenadier's Shrine Maiden right now, but don't do it on the next turn because on the next turn, it's not going to be on cooldown by the time you actually need it, okay? Because remember, this boss actually does debuffing, okay? So that being said, you can either cast it, you can save it, you can only cast it twice. But remember, you can only cast it on the first turn, or first, first turn, okay? And then everything else checks out, okay? And let's get it. I don't know, the reason why I like just doing simple team building with, like, the one I had with Sylvia, basically, it's because it was simple, right? This one, I felt like doing it for anybody that's curious about, like, passing level 15 and gaining the titles and stuff, so that's why I did it. Okay, guys, so next we're going to summon 2 more clones on the field, right? Now, in this case, where you wanted to avoid this attack, you actually want to get hit by it. So what I did was I took the one clone that attacks horizontal, since technically it actually hits the weak spots in comparison to the one here, right? It's a horizontal. So I'm going to put the one over here to get hit by it, right? Mamonir has to get hit because she is applying the vulnerability stacks to the enemy. So each time Mamonir gets hit, she applies a stack, right? That's her skill for Miracle Marine. Okay? And, in fact, you can also do it like this, too. You can also put the other clone here if you want to. Okay? They should actually survive this, so you don't have to worry about them just dying. Okay? Next, you're going to activate Helena's B rank idol. Okay? Make sure that she is activated so that she can heal the clones. Okay? You're going to activate, my god, Poolside Rafithia next. Okay? Okay, so you can actually do it 2 ways. You can actually put Miracle Marine Mamonir or just Mamonir here so she gains the additional, like, property damage. You can do that too if you like. Or you can just do it like this. Okay? And then you're just going to be moving Mamonir back, basically. Because she's not going to do no damage. Your clones are. So that's why you want all your clones to be surrounded by Rafithia at all times. Okay? So if you want to, you can activate, Grenadier's Magic if you like. It's on a cooldown time. It'll happen. Eventually, you'll be able to use it again. Okay, don't worry. Now, as for Mamonir, you do not want to activate this skill right now. You're going to do it on the next turn because if you activate it now, it won't be ready for cooldown time at the very end. Okay? Don't mess that up. It's important. Okay, so everything checks on out. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. And oh my god, I forgot to tell you this. Just in case of refresher course. Just in case. In case you guys don't know, always put Morpeah to summon first. Because if you don't do that, then that means every other buffer that you apply, like let's say if I did it like this. Like let's say if I did it like this, right? And then like third I summon, I summon Bunny Spectre. And let's say I activated these skills, ahead of time. That means that the clone itself wouldn't benefit from any of the buffs because it's not on the field. Make sense? So that's why you always want to have Morphe on top when you're summoning. I forgot to mention that earlier. I apologize. Okay? But yeah, you always want to do it that way. Okay? Now, as for everybody on the right-hand side, you're going to be doing it like this. Give you a moment to set this up. Okay. So the clones that don't have any debuffs on them, right, they're now going to get some debuffs. Okay? They're going to survive this, so don't worry. As long as you keep them in the aura field with Rafithia's Pure White, they'll survive. Along with Helena's Barrier. Okay? Grenadier's on cooldown time. Now you activate Mamonir's attack. And actually, Mamonir has to be hit by this. So what you can do is do it like that. Okay? But yeah, Mamonir has to be hit. She doesn't need to be in the aura field. Okay? So don't worry about it. Because she's going to be buffed up at the very end. So it doesn't even matter. Okay, there you go. So now they have some debuffs. Okay. Next, you are going to activate the last clone. Now, it's only going to summon one out of the two, so don't worry about it. Okay. Now, let me show you real quick. Do not activate Helena's skill. Keep that for last. Okay. Keep that for last. Okay, so we're going to put this. Give me one moment to set this up. Okay. So, now that you're using Shrine Maiden Grenadier's ability, now the reason why I had all these clones get debuffs on them is because of this. Absorb debuffs from allies. For each debuff absorbed, grant that one ally one stack of 10% augmentation for 6 turns, can stack up to 15 times. So that's why I did it, okay? If you want a top-down view, this is what it looks like. Grenadier is going to be basically highlighting everybody, so everybody's buff or debuff removal is going to be turned into augmentation stacks. Make sense? That's why I did it. Okay? I hope that was a good way of explaining it. Anyway, now that you're about to cast this, right? This is what it should look like, more or less. And... oh, wait, hold up. Don't put Helena there. Put your clones there. Okay? Very important. Now, you want your clones with the most buffs on them to be in this field, right? That's how I actually did it. Okay, so my Bunny Spectre one, I'll put it here still just so it can gain some crit damage, because it does need some more buffing. So I'm going to leave it there, okay? But everybody else, that's how it should look. Yeah, obviously the clones don't all have, like, the buffs. Some have more buffs than others because they were there from the start, right? Make sense? Oh, wait, hold up. Sorry. I need to put... you can either put Morpeah or Mamoneer here. Don't matter. Okay? Up here, it doesn't matter. Okay, guys? I ended up putting my Morpeah up there. So she can gain the crit damage that's applied by the boss. And there's, like, so much to remember when it comes to this, like, layout. Like I said, this is why I don't like doing videos like this with, like, you know... but I wanted to do one anyway. Okay? Okay, so the finale here, right? You're going to be ending up using Morpheus Apostle. So let me set it up first, and I'll go over it then. Boom. 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 Okay. So this is how I had it set up, right? And I'm also going to put my clones with the most buffs at the bottom, just because I like to see the damage differences, that's all. That's why I do it. And so you guys can see the damage differences as well. Okay? So at the very end, this is what it should look like. So have all the clones in Refithia's aura, right? You don't have to put Morphea in it, okay? Since technically she's just, you know, supplying the concentrated fire. That's all she's doing. So you're going to be activating Grenadier's magic ability increase next. Helena's finally, right? For B rank. Refithia's pure white. And then that's when you cast Apostle Morphea. Mamoneer's ability now. And like I said, if you activated this, you know, when I said not to do it, it's going to be on cooldown time. You're going to have to restart. Okay, so everything checks on out, right? Let's get it. You should see some really serious Unga Bunga damage. And there you go. So it took a lot, right? Took a lot. Took a lot. Now, this one is just really straightforward, okay? Now that you got, you know, that entire situation over with, right? Thank God, right? This is actually a lot simpler. For real. Like, oh my God, so much simpler. It is a pain in the ass, right? Now you can see why I never really make those long-ass guide videos for things like that, right? Okay, so let's see here. This is really pretty straightforward, like I said. It's really the same way as I would have ran it on for Team 1, passing level 10. It's just that Deanna's here. That's the only difference. Okay? But I hope that I was able to explain it well. In case you guys found it difficult, please let me know, and I'll do my best next time. Okay? But yeah, the level 10 clear was actually a lot simpler. It's because it's straight to the point. I just wanted to make that as a simple guide. You know? Nothing too outrageous. You know, nothing too crazy, right? Nothing too crazy. I just wanted to do this just for, like, fun and just to show. In case anybody was curious of passing, like, level 15 and onward or whatnot. Even going with level 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right? Just wanted to showcase it. Okay, so this time with this team, you are not going to activate Liberta. You're actually going to leave it alone. Okay? There's a reason for this. Because you're not going to have enough SP point at the end. You're actually going to lack 1 SP point to cast the skill. And it's very annoying. Okay, so just leave Liberta the way she is. You don't got to cast nothing. You actually get a lot more damage, actually, when you don't use Miracle Rose this time. I tested it. It's true. Okay? I ran this boss fight so many times. Okay, guys, so here we go. We're going to do this. Okay. Sylvia's going to be the main target for this one. Receiving that 100% crit buff. I know the silence. Don't worry, it's almost over. Okay, so this is why I said not to activate Miracle Rose's ability. Okay? This is how it should look at the end for Team 2 now. Okay? Let her rip. Boom, right? Look at that damage. The very end. There we go. Okay, so last team, right? Last but not least, it's Yumi. So here you guys go. It's basically what I did. I activated Terese, right? Her Kalkini. Activated Seer's Augmentation. Activated Rue's Red Riding Hood ability for the Energy Guard. And also to activate the conditional skill. Activated Olivia's Miracle Girl supporter skill for magic, since Yumi's a magic user. And then activated Yumi. Okay? Now, Yumi's Frostbite is what really finishes this boss off. And then right after this, I'll just have a quick transition to, like, Yumi being used in battle. Not going to explain nothing. It's just going to just show you. Just to show you that, you know, Yumi actually still has potential. Like, she can still hit. She actually can. She can still hit. Okay? She still does work. She's not out of the, you know, battle yet. Okay, so this is how I set it up, right? Obviously, Seer has to get hit. Okay? For Rue, I didn't do anything with. And I'm just gaining SP cost back. That's what I'm doing. So with Faithful Wings Olivia, with that last attack that you just saw, you gain SP or restore SP for each enemy or each attack that hits an enemy. So that's why. And then for Seer's Idle One, it actually restores SP costs on how many times she's hit, basically. Restores a lot, by the way, so. Refill that bar up. And then we put her over there. You can actually just use an attack for Rue if you'd like to. Don't use anything for Olivia. Just save up for another attack. And then Yumi, obviously, just do this. I know. Yumi was really the last strongest collaboration character this game ever had. It's true. It's true. She was the last strongest collaboration character this game ever had in the game. To attack every single time, guys, and also to stack Frostbite up to 99 stacks is wild. Okay? It is. It is. It is. You can't argue that. It's true. We'll do this, and then this actually should be the fight. So hope you guys were able to enjoy level 15. Hope it helped you out. Hope you can use it as a reference if you like. Like I said, you know, mine not be the most effective, but hey, I got the job done, right? So there you have it. There's level 15, guys. So I'll catch you all in the next. I'll put, you know, the Yumi fight real quick for you guys in this next transition. But with that being said, y'all take care, stay classy, stay safe, and I'll catch you all in the 3rd anniversary, right? Hope you guys saved up for that one, okay? Hope you guys saved up, and if you want to look here, if you want to look, Beach Vacation Morpeah did some serious damage, right? Like, holy crap. That's a lot of numbers, right? Okay, so there you have it, guys. There's the fight. Sylvia came in 3rd. Daydream Bunny Morpheus came in 2nd there, right? Look at that. Yumi wasn't far behind. Like I said, she actually did a lot of damage, which I'm about to show you now. So catch you all in the next. Take care, guys.
より高みを目指して精進していくつもりです。
I know, right? The last strongest collaboration character we ever had. And that was Yumi. So I know it was level 13, but I'm just showing you. She still is used for content. But catch you next, guys. Take care.